what it is.
All right, we're live. Is that all right?
Yeah, fuck.
Redman was just talking about. Tell us about what you were just saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it must be tax season or some kind of season because people just come out the woodworks. You know, it don't matter who you could be your friend, chick, or whatever. They just saying, hey, in peace. They want to just mend things and just reconcile differences and.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because that hasn't really occurred to me yet. But if any fuck shit starts happening, I think that's gonna be.
You got any women or any friends of yours that's just like, hey, my dude, you know, yeah, we have rough edges, but you know, I'm still your boy. Tax season is around, nigga. Tax, they want a piece of that. What's good? What's up? We here.
Hey, it's nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure.
I'm Adam. Nice to meet you guys. How you doing?
Jayceeoh.
We just finished up with Freeway Rick.
Freeway Ricky Ross.
What was that like for you seeing him back here? You guys know each other for a minute?
No, well, yeah. I mean, I known him for a little bit, but I didn't know him know him. But I bumped into him. Everyone in the rap game bumped into Ricky Ross and just showing the respect and you know, just welcome him home and you know for everything he's doing. His life should be kind of documented, and he should be making money off of his life story since everyone else is. That's how I look at it. So, you know, big up to Rick.
So introduce us to your collaborator over here.
How you gonna introduce yourself? You got a mic? That's on?
Yeah. What up? I'm Jayceeoh, DJ, producer. Me and Red got this new project called 1000 Volts.
That's right.
We melding hip-hop and electronic music in the way no one has ever done before. Heavy bass music, Red verses, super high energy. And we're unrolling the project, got a new EP about to drop, and we're about to start touring this year and really shake shit up.
How did this happen? How did this come about?
Croatia. Yeah,
Croatia?
Met in Croatia. Red and Meth was in Croatia. He was in Croatia. They have a big party on the beach out there every year, and it's really fabulous. It's off the fucking chain, and we met at a private party in the back for artists on the beach, and it was just the right timing, man. Like we've been saying in interviews, like, you know, he wanted to use. I guess he saw me, wanted to introduce some beats to me. I wanted to tap in the EDM world myself because, like I told him, and you know, he let me know. You know, DJ Snake used a clipping of mine and made a song out of it. And when I heard that, I was like, hey, I ain't signed off on that shit. But then it was dope. You know, I was like, I love the energy of it. And then when he came along with the beats, you know, of that same caliber, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I love to write to something like that. It's interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because it's like, when we think about Redman, we think about, you know, quintessential hip-hop, real lyricist, uncompromising.
Yes. And
so it says a lot that you're dipping your toe into
but you know,
genres.
that's very good. Uncompromising. Because I tell young artists all the time, never compromise your style. But with this kind of music, what Jayceeoh and other DJs are doing, it's not even all about the fabric of music. It's the energy. Hip hop and EDM, they all fit in the same kind of realm of energy. Getting a little turn up, getting a little hypeness going, getting your blood rushing when that beat or anything drops. It's the same energy. So I was really just working with the energy. The fucking energy. It wasn't like just the beats and the world of EDM. It was the energy of the world of EDM I was attracted to, if I make any sense.
The young white kids with a lot of money to spend. That too.
Now I know. Now I know that part now. Yes, I know that now. Like, yeah, you do it right. It can be profitable, you know.
Yeah, but like he was saying, the energy of it, that's what brought me to it. Because I came up as like a turntablist, battle DJ, like hip hop, you know, DMC, like everything. And I got tired of playing just regular hip hop clubs because the energy just wasn't returning what I wanted, you know. And then once trap music came out, like electronic trap, it was just like hip hop beats, but just with wild sounds, and the energy was crazy. So I started, you know, producing that. I was like, I want to make this type of music. And then bringing Red along, it's just like an organic fusion of hip hop and electronic because I'm really hip hop, you know, how I come and how I've been DJing for 20 years. And like, that's why Red trusts me when I'm like, yo, trust me, fuck with this beat.
Right.
And he's like, you know, I got him at a point now where he really trusts me, and we've made a lot of crazy records, and it's going to blow some people's minds when we drop this.
That's fire. Yeah. Cause I mean, I'm a rap fan and I don't know as much about electronic music, but when you really come down to it, it's like, we've all been to a lot of bad rap shows.
Yeah.
We've all been to a lot of good rap shows too, but sometimes it can be a little difficult to make it translate. Whereas like, I don't know if I've ever been to a bad rave.
Right, exactly. The energy is just like you can't match that energy. It's like everyone goes there just with the mindset of I'm gonna have the time of my life. You
Exactly.
know? Hip hop shows everyone has like different
opinions.
Yeah, and everyone's like cross arm like this. Like you don't see that at raves. You know.
But so you come from like the battle scene.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why you guys get along and shit?
Yo, but what's funny is though that you say that, yo. Like I told him, like before I even met Jayceeoh, I was tuned into that DJ joint, DJ Scratch.
Yeah. Nah, well, I was on a VH1 TV show called Master of the Mix, which was like a reality show competition DJ show, and I actually won the whole show.
Really?
And he even realized until after we're in the studio.
Yeah,
he's like, wait a minute, that is you, motherfucker. You know, I was like, yep.
Yeah.
So
Holy shit.
yeah,
Because DJ Scratch was a part of it. I thought like DJ Scratch
it was on
my
the first
big bro.
season.
Oh, he was on.
Yeah, it was on BET for 2 seasons, and then it moved to VH1. And I was like, damn, I might have to go try and get this real quick.
Right. So wait, it's a reality show about like producers?
DJing.
DJ.
About
It's called Master of the Mix. It was like picture like Chopped, but about DJing. Every episode was like a different aspect, like the hip hop challenge, team challenge, EDM challenge, producer
so
challenge.
they set you up with a different rapper and they just figure out who makes the best beat each time?
Nah, well, the only time that there was like an actual producer thing, we all had to remix an Estelle song in one night.
Okay.
And then the next day they gave us some studio time and Estelle pulled up on us. But it was like a lot more DJ centric than producer centric. It had like some producer stuff. But it was literally 10 episodes, day after day, people getting eliminated. It was crazy.
So what was your perspective of Red before you met him?
I mean, Red has been one of my favorite rappers
And
since
I
I started
say that.
DJing.
I gotta say it like Redman.
Redman.
You were saying that's how white
That's
people
what,
say
that's
it.
what my dad
Redman.
says. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck? I've been working with him for long enough. It's
Redman. Redman.
My
Nah,
whole
but
life has
like,
been Redman.
Yeah, like Muddy Waters was one of the first vinyl records I had. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember my first whip driving around, Doc's name, like everything. He's been one of my favorite artists of all time since I got into hip hop. So the fact that we're in a group together now is just it's still crazy to me.
You're a pot smoker?
Yes, but I can't hang with this dude.
Really? Because when I think about it, like really, like I was thinking about it. If smoking weed has had a negative impact on my life, then it's largely your fault. Or if it's had a positive impact, then it's largely your fault also. Because like realistically, as a kid, it was like Cypress Hill, Redman.
Yeah, I gotta watch myself when we're in the studio. I can't keep up with them, or I'm gonna be retarded. I won't know how to make shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hit a little joint on the side. He's chain smoking
You
backwards.
get stuck.
Yeah, I'll get stuck.
I feel like as a producer, it'd be all right to be
Indica
stuck.
leave you
I could
stuck.
get
Yeah,
like
that's
when
how
I'm
we
by
smoke.
myself and I zone out, I could be stuck as hell. But when I got someone over my shoulder, like, what you doing? I'm
So
like,
you don't smoke the rapper weed. You're sativa head. Is this real?
What? What you mean?
I don't know. I just feel like rapper weed is indica.
Oh shit. That's those. Well, you got to look at it this way. East Coast, where we don't have the different, like, you could go up to a normal person or an average person out here on the West Coast and be like, "Yo, what you like smoking?" Indica, sativa, and he'll tell you. But if you go on the East Coast, niggas don't know no difference between no sativa and then they like, "Yo, nigga, if the shit good, it's good."
They're starting to.
They starting to now, but I had to learn myself the difference. And I didn't learn from the East Coast. I learned from out here. And I'm like, yeah, you can tone it down. You can get some weed that have you to be creative and won't drown you out after you smoke a blunt. And that's what these dudes do. And and that's not the way. You got to know what you're smoking and how you're smoking it. You don't get the bomb weed that's gonna have you like this and say it's the bomb. No, it's indica. It's supposed to do that. I like a good hybrid that gives you that, a little bit of that, but picks you right back up and keeps you flowing.
So what do you smoke these days? Both of yous, but you can go first.
Hybrid, a good hybrid.
No, but you smoke blunts still?
Yes.
But did you make the Bearwood or the Backwoods switch? Shout out to our
What you
sponsor,
mean?
Bearwoods, by the way. 'Cause
Backwood?
I feel like the Backwoods over the past they've been out forever, but over like the past 4 or 5 years of hip hop, it's like just taking over. The Backwoods conquered
I've
everything.
been in Backwood. I've been smoking Backwoods way before these hip hop niggas was. Me and Buster. I think Buster Rhymes put me on Backwoods like way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And even with Backwoods now, man, they got a little fucking watered down. Like, when they got the hip hop, any cigar that has the hip hop community supporting them, they start watering them down. It happened to Phillies, it happened to Dutch Masters, it happened to all these cigars. And I think that's what's going on with Backwoods too. Even though it's leaf, but it's getting watered down a little.
I feel like 4 or 5 years ago, if you went to a 7-Eleven, you bought a pack of woods that were like less good. They were dry. Nowadays, they're like more fresh because they sell more of them. That's my theory.
I think it's the opposite. I think back in the day, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, they were more leafy and more strong and more quality. Whereas to now, you know, because of the weather changes and the government fucking with the weather and where the backwoods grow at, you know, it fucked up the crop heavy. Like, we've been getting some shitty backwoods the last year and a half now.
Really?
Yes. I'm literally like, yo, bust it, yo. I smoke so many backwoods that we call backwoods, me and my boy.
Really?
Yeah, my boy Josh. I told him, yo, listen, I've been smoking backwoods for the longest. I saved like maybe 2,000, 3,000 backwood packs, empty packs.
Saving
just
the
to let him know.
packs.
Yeah, it's like a big fucking bag.
Wow, so much respect. That's crazy.
So I'm like, yo, man, I want to show these motherfuckers that I smoke backwoods and that, you know, sometimes when I buy a pack, it have holes in them and shit, you know, because you don't get like a good 5 of them out of it. You get like a good 3 and you paying $7 or $8 for these packs. So we actually made the call, long story short. These niggas, 2 dudes flew from Florida, from the Backwood Company, came right to my house and we sat down and had a meeting. And I told them, yo, some of the backwoods be shitty, and they actually kind of changed some of the machines in the factory on the behalf of our, you know, testament on how the backwoods were and what they can do to, you know, to what they could do to I would say the quality control of it better.
Right.
Because
I want to go to the factory.
Yeah, I want to too.
You did,
I want to,
yeah.
but I had to offer to go.
Really?
Because, see, they actually had people rolling the backwoods. Then they moved to machines. So, and then the machines had a niche in it where we was telling them, look, it's constantly a hole in it. It's constantly this. So they kind of niched the machines on account of our testament. So, you know, but it's still shitty, though, at the end of the day.
But you're still married to rolling your own wood.
Yes,
so
sir.
You would never go crazy for a pre-roll?
No. These the pre-rolls, huh?
I mean, yeah.
Who made them?
Bearwoods. But I was kind of surprised that the owner of this company told me that he has had very like famous top rappers hit him up and buy 500 of them at a time. They just get hooked on the glass tip and the feeling and not having to roll it and stuff. A lot of people I know are still married to the rolling. No
way. See, that's another thing with the backwoods. It's a certain kind I smoke. I smoke the dark ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with the
like this one. This is light. I would never roll this.
Normally they're not, but then look at the next one. Boom, black as the night sky.
That's right. That's right. Do it. Hold on. Let me see if it has a little. What is that on it? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of the weed came out and sort of sprinkled on the outside.
Sometimes that look like it be molded.
No.
Okay. Great, good shit.
But sometimes the foreign backwoods, they're like $50 a pack and shit.
I don't even fuck with the
I was rolling one the other day and I fucking jammed my thumb through it. Just poked a fucking hole in it because I was paying attention to the TV. I'm like, wow, that's $10. Jesus Christ.
Fuck yeah.
I'm really glad I didn't pay for that.
Fuck yeah.
So what was the actual creative process of this record that you guys put together? Like, how did that actually go down?
Well,
can we smoke on this show?
Yeah, of course.
Fuck.
Also, we made it like 4 minutes before we went crazy talking about weed. Okay.
Well, basically, since we did that first record that came out of the Croatia thing, I'm gonna send him a bunch of beats, and he's like, I want to write to all these, right? But over the course of the next year and a half, 2 years, he's working on ideas, and they were just kind of all over the place. And we hit a groove on a couple records. We're like, yo, this is the vibe. And we're like, if we do this, a whole project like this, we could really tour this and really like break down some walls between electronic and hip hop that no one has ever done. So we've just been banging out tracks since it's been a minute since we started working together.
You know, like
you know what, I think in our beginning process, you know, because we both professional. Like I can honestly say, like I always say, man, in any interview, thank you, boss. That I try to surround myself with people who work harder than me or more than me, and this guy definitely do. He worked just as hard as me, and that's why I trust him on judgment. I think the beginning times when we was working, we was working and working, but we haven't found our niche of how we want to be, because that's very important. Instead of just saying you going off the name of Redman and Jayceeoh,
it's a conversation.
We doing something. We expect y'all to buy it. No, we really want to feed the people with something different. And I think like maybe a year ago we just finally really got our niche. Like, yo, this is what we're gonna do. this is the field that we should go. This is the field for 1,000 volts. So it was a little building process, but I think we in the ballpark of where we want to be.
Yep. We're about to drop this EP March 1st on Deadbeats, which is ZZ's record label.
Oh, okay.
And gonna start hitting the ground running once that comes out. Probably do a couple festival plays or something like that this summer, and then start touring heavy after that.
Touring, like what kind of venues and shit would you guys probably end up doing together?
I mean, we'll see.
Festivals
We're
makes a lot of
definitely
sense.
festivals makes a lot of sense, and then just like good, we'll start probably conservative, just make sure everything is a banger. Just mid-sized kind of theaters and stuff, like proper shows, not like club shows, really.
What's your perspective on watching this dude put verses together and shit? Like, as a fan, watching him construct.
It's insane, man. Just for me, especially like, because we work a lot over like email and stuff, but when we're in the same room together and working on songs, and he's laying down stuff in my studio, and I'm like yelling him to do more dog barks and shit. It's just like shit that you would never think would happen. So it's just like, it's pretty amazing.
You got your whole verse when you go in the studio? Like when you go to do the verse, you already got the whole thing written?
Well, I always try to be prepared, but like he said, most of the time I'm on the East Coast, he on the West Coast. So, I just do a gang of shit and send it in, and he just chops it up.
Okay.
And my learning process out of that is actually learning the EDM world and learning that I don't even have to spit that much or go hard on the bars because it's more of an energy.
It makes you know how the mumble rappers feel. Because they ain't saying that much, but it works.
Yeah, but even with that, though, it's just like that's where we want to be different. We actually want to give a message, even though you're turned up, but we actually want to paint a little message on there a little bit, and we don't overdo it. We do it just enough.
He's still spitting, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's still spitting, but we do it just enough to keep you, entertained.
Yeah, because he's trained to do like 16 bars, 32 bars, traditional rap verse. But I'm like, yo, Red, all you need to do is a fire 8 bars, and I'm gonna chop the fuck out of it, and we'll have a song.
Because it's all about that energy and just building up to that moment.
Yeah.
That if you're rapping too long, it might kind of hinder things,
especially
right?
in a live
That's what
setting.
I had to learn too. Yeah.
Even like the last song we made, like his whole second verse, I thought was great. But he's like, yo, I'm gonna cut the shit in half.
This is
like,
step
like,
one.
We need to get back. He's like, we need to get to that drop.
Redman becoming a mumble rapper could the EDM could be the gateway drug.
He ain't no mumble rapper.
No mumble.
All of a sudden,
you can hear every word he says.
Hey, that's your new flow for 2019.
Shit, I won't make no money doing that.
I feel like that flow is like I can't hear anyone use that flow. It kind of made sense when it came out. Hey,
well, you got the producing part of it too. The producers is still giving the same kind of lane of feel of the beat. Like like I can honestly say, like listening to the new music, it's only like 3 beat patterns that win in the club. It's the boom 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 boom. It's only 3 beat patterns with the new music, and it allows you to spit the same kind of flow, and it wins. It wins.
I feel like all these like the rappers you're talking about, it's more like rhythmic rap than lyrical. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, doesn't matter what they're saying. If the rhythm of the words works with the beat, then it works. But like real hip hop, that shit won't cut it. You gotta have bars.
That's right.
I feel like in the long run though, that it's like hip hop is enough of a contest that the bad rappers can never win in the long run. Is this false? Am I being too optimistic?
I wish that was true.
Even if you have a couple of years where think about like when fucking the snap music was coming out and ringtone rap was at its peak and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I think when I look at like rap music today, and you look at a lot of the top rappers, the ones who really have like long-term careers are the ones who really can spit and really put together timeless music. It's just that there's also like a constant churning
like,
crop of people who are kind of
like dudes will have their moment and make some bread, but they won't have longevity as an artist to where 10 years down the road people will give a shit.
Yeah.
What kind of production do you find yourself gravitating towards outside of the EDM stuff, and has that influenced like the production taste that you have at this point in your career?
Anything with anything with good energy, man, is because like it's so much music out there now. Like and everyone is looking for something new. Everyone is looking for a new feel and a new. I want to be part of something new. Everyone is looking for that next new thing. And there's so many untapped fields of music that we haven't even. For example, like what happened to neo soul R&B?
Yeah, right.
What happened to that? Nobody does that no more.
I was never
Neo
listening
Soul,
to it in the first place. So I don't know.
As far as Music Soul Child and Erykah Badu, and no one feels to that kind of sound will win. Like, I'm attracted to that. I'm attracted to Neo Soul. I'm attracted to a gang of fields of music that is not being done right now, because everyone is looking for that something new, instead of just like trying to recreate. Because all music is recreation, you know. But it just seems like the radio has people so brainwashed to thinking this is the platform of music you have to do to win. This is the platform of music you have to do to win as an artist,
and that
female
affects
or male.
That affects music as a whole, and it affects
Yes,
even the
it's a
rappers who
domino
aren't
effect.
trying to necessarily be a top 40 rapper, but they're still influenced by the overall spectrum of music. It's like there's too much information, so like people are too convinced that like, oh no, these ones will work because these ones don't immediately work, and in a way that kind of stalls the progression.
Man, it's a domino effect when that happens. Bottom line, because it's not even brain training the artist. It's brain training the producer. They giving you the same beat. They hearing it on the radio. They like, oh, yeah, I got to give it that beat pattern. Yeah, they need to do this flow to win. So
Shit done changed.
no, it don't change. I'm gonna blow my nose right quick. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. So, okay, now that Redman's gone, what do you really think of him?
He's a fucking asshole. I'll tell you what.
These Jersey guys, man, let me tell you.
Jersey motherfuckers.
He's
right?
usually always late, but today he beat me twice. God damn
Really?
it. You did.
Are you gonna say that on the air like I'm late all the time?
I just gave you props and said you
No,
beat
but
me
I'm saying
twice
though,
today.
he said I was always late.
You need to be late to keep up your rapper image, right?
Well, kind of.
If you're not late, are you really a rapper? You start to think there's something wrong if a rapper's like super on time. You're like, damn,
I know.
his
That's
career
why
must not be
today
going too
I'm
good.
Like, what the fuck's going on, man? They're like, where
That's-
you at?
see,
And I was like, it's right there. They're like, yeah.
That kind of thinking is why the world is what it is right now. Assuming and shit of how rappers supposed to be. That's why I don't fuck with you when it's time.
I
to
speak
be.
from experience.
No. See, now I know how you really feel. You always think I'm gonna be late. That's why you be checking. And now I know.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's fucked up. What I tell you about that, man?
I believe you could easily leave music behind and just go full Joe Budden and just be an on-air personality and shit. I honestly believe that you have like the personality that you could easily transition into that world.
Oh man, no. I mean, like, congrats to Joe Buttons. That's what he wanted to do, but no, I'm not ready for that. Okay. I ain't ready to be giving opinions on people music and trying to be a hip hop mogul and like I know hip hop, and you know that's not for me right now.
You still feel like a rapper.
Not even that, man. I want to be more behind the scenes now. If I do anything, I don't want to be on the scene no more as far as doing any hosting, interviewing, or anything. Like, I want to really be behind the scene, putting some work out.
Really?
Movie-wise, directing-wise.
Have you been doing that more recently?
Yes, I've been directing videos, more writing, more scripts. It takes time, like I said. It takes time. Like, I took a crash course at NYFA for about 2-3 weeks or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, just to get some background texture of what I want to do.
I was just watching an interview where you said that the How High sequel would probably start shooting soon. I'm guessing that still hasn't started shooting?
No, absolutely not. We not doing How High 2 no more. Redman is not doing How High 2 no more.
Really?
We moving on to something else.
Why? Just because the bullshit
Because
with
of
the
business.
movie
It's
shit?
just business. We never owned the rights to it. We never owned the rights to the characters in the movie. So if the company wants to take that, you know, the movie platform and have 2 other dudes do it, they have every right to.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Are they going to do that?
Yes, they are.
Oh, they did. They put out a trailer that had Lil Yachty in it, right?
Yes.
Who does not smoke weed, for the record. Let's just throw that out there. He does eat corn dogs, but he doesn't smoke weed.
No one can match their performance in How High.
Yeah.
That shit is the best. I had that shit on DVD and VHS.
Yeah,
But Lil Young DC Fly is funny too. Like,
oh, he's funny.
yeah, he's gonna be the other good character. Mm-hmm. But so no, big up to both of them. You know, at the end of the day. But you know, like I always say, when one door closes, another one opens. And Red and Meth, we're gonna shoot our own movie. Maybe start definitely this year, getting the script finished, and we're gonna shoot something grown.
Hell yeah.
And that have a little depth to it. So
That friendship hasn't frayed at all over the years?
no, not at all.
That's good. Few things in hip hop seem really consistent. You know, we had to watch Jay and Dame break up. Red and Meth.
Yeah, well,
Med
at the
and
end of the
ref.
day, what I could say, like with any crew, man, like far as breaking up or whatever, like, you have to understand each other as men. And I think that's what me and Meth really concentrate on. Like, we're not beat on money and, sacrificing or compromising our brand for anyone because of what people think. We know that people will come at us at all angles, and it's up for us to stand up on our two and be like, nah, this is crew here. And I think we built a great relationship on that. Not because we toured the world, not because, who we are. We built a good relationship on the respect. Like, okay, he definitely down for the cause. Nothing can come in between this, I would say, this battle line we built. And we're able to still step out of our battle line and get our own separate money as well. So when you got two guys that got a career and could go out separately and come together and get more money, why fuck that up? With gossip, why fuck that up with ego? And why fuck that up with, over anything that has to deal with money?
I wish that every great like hip hop group or label or whatever over the years was able to have that foresight though, because there's so many amazing groups over the years. Even like, fucking NWA was like barely together for a couple years and shit. It's like there's been so many amazing entities, but some bullshit always gets in the way of it,
Yeah. Like I said, man, communication is key. And I definitely was part of a big crew that broke up, as far as the Hit Squad, EPMD, DOS Effects, K-Solo.
And him. So you both actually had the big breakups.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not breakups, but, he distanced
Yeah,
himself all the time.
our shit was just heavy. We was one of the main crews that ever do it that way, as far as a super group of different artists come together and make one super group. We was like the first crew that ever do it besides Juice Crew, the Marley Marl and the Juice Crew. But
the money always incentivizes people to break up because you can get more touring by yourself,
and
at
ego.
least for a while. Oh,
and ego, definitely ego. I mean, that ego is a motherfucker. Yeah,
that's a fact. Fuck.
But that's what 1,000 volts we don't have. We don't have no egos. I'm black. Jay is white. We bring both.
You could both be alpha males.
Yeah, exactly. Like we bring
for your own group.
Our own version.
We bring our own entity to the table at the end of the day, and like I can honestly say, like with 1,000 volts, it's about work and entertaining the people and putting some quality work out there. Everything else really don't matter. Money is always good. You do anything for the love, you will get the money at the end of the day if you have patience. But that's what I like about 1,000 volts. Like we just working on just. We want to beast shit, We look at, who's out there, and we just want to beast. We know we beast, so that's what we about.
But have you guys actually played live together?
We've only done a couple like pop-ups. Like we haven't done a full show yet.
I know, I'm scared as hell to do a show. Yeah,
because I was gonna ask, I'm like, what's the audience like looking out?
Do a show, I always be like, nah, I ain't ready yet.
Yeah. He's mad. I don't know why he's shook,
because I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just scared.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just scared, yo.
Well,
like
you've done 5 million other shows by yourself.
But we
performed
we performed at Red Rocks. Actually, it was our first bill performance. We did a collab with ZZ, and they brought us out.
Didn't we do it at the club first?
Yeah, we did a show at Exchange as well. We just popped out for a song, but we haven't done the full set yet because, like he said, we're being patient. We want to wait for that home run
Exchange
moment.
downtown.
Yeah,
man. After X Games 1 year, my friend got so drunk he fell down the stairs and lost a tooth.
That's
I guess
tragic.
It's not that good a story, but in reality, like as it happened, it seemed pretty dramatic.
But basically, we've been really patient because since we started this group, we've been getting offers here and there, but we're like, we don't want to do it until it's the right moment. So once it happens, everyone's just like, what the fuck? We need to book this show. So we'd rather be patient and do it the right way than rush it out. But now we finally got this EP. We've been slow leaking singles a couple years before that, and everything's lining up right now. So this year we're gonna start performing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How's the entrepreneur game and the weed game?
Oh man, I mean, the weed game is not at its highest, but it's getting there. But I can honestly say that the awareness of far as the compliance on it, man, like they weaving all the small timers out, and it's coming hard for dudes, man, because once the government be a part of it, it's gonna be a wrap.
Yeah.
So get as much as you can now, and I don't know. I'm working with people where I'm learning from right now. Even though like Redman, Snoop Dogg, Meth, and Be Real, we like the forefathers of this shit. Yeah, we've been talking about weed since the early 90s, but we never really expected it to blow out to where it is right now.
But are they giving out like dispensary licenses in Jersey yet?
Yeah,
because they need to give you one. If they don't give you one, that is so fucked up.
Well, you know what? It's the way the East Coast is run. It's not going to be like the West Coast. Like it was like the Wild Wild West out here when we, you know, because y'all known for good ass bud. But on the East, nah, brother, it's like they're spoon feeding us with little compliances. Spoon feeding. All right, they just decriminalized it in New York maybe 2 years ago.
Right.
Just got decriminalized, so you can't get locked up for a bag of weed no more. For motherfuckers, the cops to make their quarters of locking niggas up every fucking night, because that's what it was. Locking niggas up for a little half a joint to make their quarter on different how many dudes come in the cell that night. That was what was all that about. So once it was decriminalized, sorry, they let a lot of dudes out that was locked up on bullshit charge on herb, and that was good. So, you know, back to the question I was saying, they moving like really sporadically and slowly. I mean, they want to move fast, but it won't move like the West Coast. You know, you can't just be out here like, yeah, I got like 5 pounds on me, man. Yeah, come on over and smoke and be loud with it. It's still not at that level.
Right. But out here, it's like it's super hard to open like a legal dispensary. Like they're being so rare with giving out the permits and everything. I mean, there might be like 1,000 of them or some shit, but there's still 10,000 people waiting for them.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying they need to give you one. Just like they need to start with people who have made contributions to the culture. Well, you could just sell it.
I want one, man. You know why? Because because I've been doing the research on this shit for a long time, man. I even took a crash course over here in the Bay Area at Oaksterdam University.
You took a course in what? Growing?
Yeah, well, just the whole learning about the different elements of weed. It was. You ever heard of that? Oaksterdam University?
No.
Look it up. It's a college for weed, and it was started by Richard Lee, some of the frontliners of this marijuana movement. I shook hands with Richard Lee at that school, and I'm a licensed patient consultant from graduating. Wow. I'm an alumni. It's called Oaksterdam University. At the end of the day, just from going there and learning, shit, I forgot what the question was. What was it?
I forgot too.
I don't want to go and say the wrong information. I forgot where I was going to the point of why I mentioned that.
Fuck, man.
Something about getting a license.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the license.
Yeah. Oh, and why you might not want one.
Oh, yeah, okay, great. Even going there and learning and learning the properties of marijuana. And I was like, wow, all right, I'm a licensed patient consultant now. I could go get me a dispensary and run that bitch. But I'm like, damn, man, Snoop been on the West Coast for the longest, and he ain't got no dispensary. And Be Real been out there for the longest. He brought the OG to Cali, damn near. And he don't got no dispensary. Then I was doing the knowledge and research on having a dispensary. I'm like, nah, I think I'd rather play the backfill on that, because that can just intertwine with your hip-hop money, and if it's not done right, and if you're not in the right compliance. See, my thing is, if I do anything, I want all my T's and I's to be dotted and crossed going into that field. Because when the man come, you want to be prepared to have your lawyer on deck.
Right.
And have everything in compliance. I mean, everything. And I know I keep saying compliance a lot, but that's what it basically is. That's how they're weaving the weak out and bringing the strong in. Because they're having mom and pop businesses that sell marijuana or whatever they do for years. And they might make a new compliance that they can't comply with. And that's how they weave them the fuck out. Get them on out of there. All right, you can't comply? Great. We just going to keep sending the feds through until you get the picture, and we're going to move these guys in. Yep. And it's going to be to a point where the compliance is going to be so high till the weak can't even get in. You're just going to have to underground it. Sell pounds here, sell pounds there. You know, but having a dispensary is going to be hard in a minute.
You seen that Murder Mountain show?
Oh, I just started watching it.
Yeah.
I got to watch that.
Yeah, it's a lot about that.
Like the first episode. It's
everything
crazy.
in
a lot of people
County,
dying up there.
Yeah, people getting killed, but it's just like...
It was on Netflix?
Yeah. But it's like everyone who's growing weed for years, now all these farms, they can't comply, so not like a small percentage of people can afford to make the transition to the legal shit.
That's right.
So that's why it's like the Wild Wild West and people getting killed because like the remaining people who can't comply are like still trying to get it, you know?
And what's fucked up is that we won't know how fucked up the situation's going to be until the dust settles, until everything's already like sort of established. We won't really realize how hard the local growers and the smaller businesses really got fucked in this whole deal.
Yeah.
So
I could tell you at the end of the day, man, like, you know, I try to think ahead. Like, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out some things, just the way how the government move. I learned basically how life move on how, you know, people move and the government move. And where I see is, like when I was on a plane flight maybe like 4 or 5 years ago and whatever. And I was talking to this white lady that was sitting in the first class. And she does business deals for big businesses. She was flying in to I guess put together a deal for a big business. I forgot what company she said. But long story short, I asked her, I said, all right. I said, what do you think about the marijuana game? Because when I asked her, it was like maybe early 2010, 2011 or something like that. She said, well, you know what? I had a conference meeting with Rite Aid or Walgreens maybe a month ago. And what they're doing, they're buying half of North Carolina for far as their land. And I said, why? They said, oh yeah, they're planning on selling marijuana out there at Walgreens in the next 10 to 15 or 20 years. Yeah. And she told me this back in 2013 or 10. And I'm like, wow, these companies are thinking ahead. They're letting y'all have y'all fun now kind of moment with these little moms and pops. Because when these guys come in with the government on compliances that we have never would think of, they're gonna wipe everyone out. And when you're gonna be able to buy a sack of weed from over the counter at Walgreens, then you're gonna know shit is serious. And that's where it's going, and that's how they're gonna weave the week out, man. It's gonna be really bigger than this, man.
And they're gonna somehow, through clever marketing, they're gonna convince people the same way they have like poor people convinced that they want to eat at McDonald's instead of eating at some local place. They're gonna somehow convince people that you want to smoke Walgreens weed. You don't want to smoke this natural, organic, whatever.
Yes.
Or they'll create a separate market for that costs more or whatever. It'll just be like Whole Foods. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, exactly. They make it. What they would do is make it warm enough for the average mom to go in there and go buy some weed or CBD for their kid disorder or their cerebral palsy or whatever they have going on, or seizures or whatever. They use that as they'll go that route. Like, yeah, come in, mom, buy your pot for your kids, buy your CBD for your kids, take a load off your feet and buy a joint from Walgreens. Feel safe about it with a stamp.
Yeah.
That's where it's going.
Because that's what capitalism's all about. Is like capitalism loves a mystery plan. You know, like, why do you want to smoke weed? Well, your back hurts, you're a little anxious, you're not anxious enough, you want to sleep. Like, there's a million like uses that you could suggest because there's a million different types of weed. There's a million different people who react to it differently, you know, and it's just kind of scary to think about how much marketing we're in for.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a shitload.
Scary. So you're married to Jersey? You never going to live out here?
I want to, yo. Like, I love fucking Cali, yo. I can't take that cold ass weather up on the East Coast, man. Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, wait. I gotta have me a spot out here.
I live in Sherman Oaks.
Oh, nice.
But I grew up like right up the street in West Hollywood.
Oh, that's badass. Yeah. Okay. Because he was saying Copenhagen, and I'm thinking, well, he doesn't sound like he's from Copenhagen, so I guess they just met out there. Did you say that was where the show was?
Croatia, yeah, Croatia.
Some C
You ever been out there?
Croatia? No, I've been to Estonia and Moscow and shit.
The islands out there is crazy.
Really?
There's like 1,000 little islands all interweaved together. The water's like you'll see 50 feet deep. It's like, it's bomb.
You guys been to Australia?
Yeah.
I'm going out there in a couple of weeks for the first time. I'm pretty excited.
It's dope.
Yeah.
If you need some plugs, let me know.
See, some of my rapper friends are out there like right now, and they don't have weed. And I'm kind of like, well,
weed
shit,
is trash.
It's bad. Horrible. They just drink, right?
Yeah, they just drink.
See,
and even like other drugs are like dumb expensive too. Like,
really?
It's like,
you gonna try some ecstasy before I go or something?
He talking about that cocaine.
Oh, okay.
The cocaine out there.
You guys want to all just do a bunch of blow and then do another podcast after?
Oh man, shit, I don't
Be
fuck
here
with
all
blow.
night.
You got some good ass hybrid I've been looking for because I've been fucked up on indica the last couple of days been knocking me the fuck out.
Really?
Yes.
You smoke like dramatically more when you're out here or not?
No, not too much because the weed is like right out the batch out here. About time, look, man, let's
dry.
Yeah, exactly. But look, man, let's be very clear. About time we get the weed from y'all on the East Coast.
Right.
You know, all the THC is off that bitch. It's flat. It's dry. It's not
just how you like
tasteful. It's just horrible. So you got to smoke more out there. But out here, shit.
Right into your bloodstream.
You can smoke and clip it and put it down. You know?
It's possible.
That's right.
So when are we going to actually see the project?
Well, the project's been rolling out. We got 2 music videos out already.
Oh, okay.
We just put out a single a couple weeks ago called Dab It, actually featuring Kid Capri as well.
That's crazy.
On the vocals, just like a kind of hype man type of thing. But it's like, you know, there's a lot online already, but like what we got coming forth is like really heavy, dope, like hybrid hip hop and electronic, like no one's done. So like it's dope because like it's funny because I like when Red will post stuff about it on his page, you'll see there's like you know, a contingency of people who are like open to like some new shit, and then there's of course all the old school heads like, fuck that shit ain't Muddy Waters, you know. But it's dope how Red he don't care. He's like, yo, I believe in it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
If you want to be a visionary, you gotta deal with some angry comments.
Yeah, you gotta think big.
Everyone just like, you're known for one thing. The second you do anything else, everyone's like, what's up with that old shit? Like,
yeah, they probably said that to you about doing movies and all kinds of shit, right?
Yes,
they probably always knew you were gonna be good.
I want to branch. Like the reason I want to branch is because like I do skits on my album. And people know me for doing skits, and they can actually visualize what they're hearing audio-wise, if I make any sense. And
listening to your albums over the past couple of days, I have gotten reminded of a lot of good skits that I forgot about. A lot of quality skits.
Yeah, and see, even then, I want to shoot some skits over. Like, I want to actually shoot skits over and bring a visual to it. But, you know, like I said before, the reason I want to direct more because I think I know I have an eye for directing. I know I watch enough movies. I'm very heavily researched on what I want to do, as far as if any texture of movie or anything that I get into. I'm very heavily researched on where I want to go with it. So I really think I can paint a different picture if I direct it. You know, like. You know, because it's just like music, man. Just like, you know, Jayceeoh, anybody, Jay-Z. We all have our picture that we want to paint to let people know how we live and what we think about. And that's what makes us distinctive amongst each other, because we're not reinventing the wheel, but we're telling it from our point of view of what we think and how we think life should be and what makes us tick. And it's just like with directing. I want to paint a picture of what I think the world is and how I feel about the world and the energy and what's going on around it. I want to paint. I want to bring some, you know, some light to some situations that I think need touched on. You know, so that's why I want to get behind that camera.
No, that's good. Yeah, it sucks being put into a box, and that's actually like very invigorating when I think about that, like that concept of just being able to reinvent yourself. And really that you need to reinvent yourself, because that's one thing you realize over the years in entertainment or whatever, is that it's like nobody really gets to stay the same for long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What your fans want from you or what your new potential fans want from you is always just going to be fluctuating and changing, you know?
I had to completely reinvent myself, like to be accepted in this new electronic world too, because I come from being a hip hop battle DJ.
Really?
And then I was like trying to step into this other lane. It literally took me putting out like 40 damn records, and people were like, all right, this motherfucker's for real.
Yeah.
You know? But,
that's crazy.
But we here now, so we good.
Yeah. That's crazy how, you know, you just want to make a change, but you just think about your fans first and what they think. I guess that's just being a good artist. Because even with me, I was just like, you know, what they gonna think about me doing EDM? And I was just like, I never was a guy that was worrying about what a fan or anyone thought, because to me, energy is energy. I don't really go too much off texture too much. Like, oh, that's EDM, you ain't supposed to be fucking with it. Stick to hip hop. It's more energy with me. Like, that shit got energy. It could be a jazz song, my nigga. Like, yo, that jazz record got some energy. I want to do something like that, you know? So
get on your Guru.
At the end of the day, at the end
Guru,
of the day.
the only one who really went for it, huh?
Huh?
Jazzmatazz.
Yeah, Guru put out that whole jazz
exactly.
project. But didn't people hate it at the time?
I loved it at the time.
I don't remember what the reaction was. I don't even remember listening to it either. But
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, him and Premier are like heavily equipped to go after this kind of a field of joints because they play with samples. You know, so finding the right jazz sample for them to rock to is nothing. This is just the way they freak it, you know? And I don't think they should have been worried about if people accepted it, you know? Fuck that. It's
Because they gotta break down that wall.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Guru and Premier, whatever we gonna do is dope. You know, that's how it should have been.
Yeah. You like Alchemist? That's one of my favorite producers. He's just mind blowing.
I love Al.
Even
funny. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Funny story. If you go back, you probably know this, but remember the first Infantry album?
Yeah.
My like older brother's best friend's a photographer at the time. There was like a Brady Bunch, like who is the Alchemist? I'm like one of the dudes, mad young, looking hella shook in the corner.
On what?
On Alchemist, First Infantry. Like you take out the CD, behind the CD.
Wow.
There's like 8 people, kind of like Brady Bunches. Like who is the Alchemist? Was the whole like ad campaign.
And how'd you end up in that?
Because my brother, my brother's homie, this dude Fubs, like real well known photographer, used to shoot for like Element magazine and Source and everything. He was a photographer for it. He was just like, yo, they looking for people, and you kind of look like, oh, like pull up. And I just, got in it. It was pretty funny.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I was reading some old Source issues the other day, and like one thing I realized from looking at the news, everybody who was getting arrested in the 90s was for small amounts of weed.
Yes.
The whole news section and everyone is like, Lil' Kim got picked up with 2 grams of weed. So-and-so got picked up. Like, everybody. Because it's not like they were going to stop smoking, but it was just more illegal at the time.
I mean, it was like hip hop police out there, man. They was like it would be because like at a time we only had like one spot where we could go pick some bud up, and that was uptown. We didn't have no one delivering or anything, so we really had to take chances to drive uptown. Well, we know undercover is gonna be watching and looking, and they were targeting rappers, they were targeting artists to come up there, and they let niggas go by the weed and pull off and block the whole street off and block the car off and lock you up and send you to the tombs for the night. That was the routine. Wow. And then they brag about it like, yo, we got so-and-so in here. It got to a point to, you know, the tombs, you know, you hear about that through anybody record on the East Coast that live in the New York or tri-state area, the tombs. It got to a point where the tombs had a certain kind of, you know, way they greeted rappers, and they're like, oh yeah, we just had your boy in here the other night. Like, yeah, I know, they told me and shit. Yeah, so you gonna be so-and-so, and I bet you we get so-and-so come back and he's in here cause I was a regular, I was a frequent. I was getting locked up every 2 weeks and shit in the tombs, yo, over a small amount of bullshit.
Yeah.
So, you know.
What a shame. I was in New York maybe a year or 2 ago, and I was around actually a rapper who was selling weed, and he had like the whole vacuum sealer in his backpack just to give a motherfucker an eighth or a quarter, because people are still that paranoid about getting caught on the subway or whatever. He's vacuum sealing a fucking quarter and handing it to somebody. I'm like,
on the subway?
Well, he's like in the crib, but he's like giving it to people that are probably gonna just go get on the subway. So he's like vacuum sealing a quarter. I'm like, holy shit, I have not seen that in a long ass time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now
Still
it's lenient now in New York.
Yeah.
You can walk with something now and you won't get locked up for years.
Thank God. And you can continue to make EDM records in peace.
Yes. 1,000 volts we here, man. Just look for the new project, man. Like you know, like I said, man, we believe in putting out quality work at the end of the day, and I think y'all will enjoy what we got to offer.
Yeah. And also like the term EDM is kind of a broad term.
Yeah, do you
know what I'm saying?
What would I use?
I categorize what we make as we make bass music, right?
EDM?
Everything. It's like a category of EDM. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So like everything we make is hard. You know, it's not like, because some people think of EDM, they think of like trance and techno and shit, but this is the complete opposite of that.
Right.
All of it is hard, heavy energy that you could like really more than head nod, you know, just go off to, you know.
It's just a different feel. I mean, yeah, like all labels are like limiting, you know.
For sure.
So like the EDM ideal or whatever, it's just different.
Because a lot of people have different ideas of that, you know. Mm-hmm. But there's like within EDM, there's probably like 50 subgenres now. You know, our shit is like kind of like trap, dubstep, hybrid, but everything has the core element of hip hop in it, you know?
Definitely.
So if you fuck with that shit at all, like our shit is gonna blow your mind.
Hell yeah. Sounds fire. I gotta check it out for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll send you the advance of the EP.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. All right. Hey, well, I appreciate you guys coming through. I know you got another meeting coming up right now, but appreciate you guys. It was a dope meeting and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, man.
We'll be back through when we drop the album.
Let's do it, man.
Keep it long.
I need that like long, ridiculously in-depth Redman interview at some point. Redman.
Oh yeah, yo. As soon as Muddy Waters coming, I'm dropping Muddy Waters too, man.
Really?
Like I'm working on that right now, yo. So, and I'm really taking it there with the samples, everything, man. Old school flow. I try to keep everything in the elements of that 90s feel.
Well, when you say like Muddy Waters 2, do you feel like you have to really embody the spirit of the first one in a way?
No, the reason of Muddy Waters 2 wasn't just to try to top Muddy Waters 1. I guess I was just looking for just to say, you know what? Muddy Waters was one of my favorite albums that I did. I want to give y'all another boost of energy on that. I want to give y'all that feeling back over in this day and time, especially because I think it's missed. I think a lot of people are running away from samples. You know, they don't want to pay no more, and I understand this shit, but you know, it takes a certain kind of a person to say, you know what, I'm doing this for hip hop. I want to buy samples, and I'm paying like for one record cost me $8,000 and shit.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about? So, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I eat that, but I'm doing it for hip hop. And that's how I look at it. And when you do it that way, you'll definitely get a better return. So I think y'all gonna enjoy that, yo.
Redman has
Redman
has just one of those personalities that is just like hip hop always seems ready to consume it. Like they always, I don't know. And it's weird too because like watching all your old interviews and shit, it's crazy because it's like you're surrounded by all this beef. There's all this shit happening in your life and stuff, but somehow it never affects you.
No.
It's so weird.
No.
That doesn't happen.
No, not
People
at
get
all.
killed over their friends' beefs all the time. You're just out here floating. Nobody bothered you.
Hey, man, because I look at life a little different from other people. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I even tell Jayceeoh, you know, or anybody around me, man, that's, you know, family, whatever, they be like, you know, how was your day? I woke up alive. I woke up not in a wheelchair. I woke up not being fed through a straw or anything. I'm able to be mobile. I'm able to wake up and blink and touch and move. And I really implemented that in my life when I wake up. So it makes the rest of my day easier because I ain't got a lot of money. You know, I ain't rich to say I'm well off to be kicking up my feet. I got to grind. Yeah. I got to grind. But at the end of the day, you can grind and be stressed from other people's shit because a lot of people are happy and they want to, you know, they want to bring that energy to you. So, and then you end up absorbing that energy and not winning. So I start off my day with like, you know what? I woke up and opened my eyes, and usually the rest of the day goes easy. So that's why my circle is just like right here. I really never get bothered by anybody else's energy or negativeness, what's going on outside, because they got to deal with it themselves, bottom line.
That's a fact. Man, it was fire having you guys on here.
Yes.
Thank
you
for
for
having
having
us,
me, man.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, everybody, check out their project when it drops. Check out the shit that's already out there on YouTube.
Yeah, 1,000 votes. Damn, we ain't even got a name for the motherfucking album.
Power Up.
That's going to be the name of... No, we got a new single called Power Up coming, but we got a single out right now called Dab It featuring Kid Capri. That shit is jumping off. We're going to be releasing a video to that in another week or so, and we're working on a video on Power Up. That shit going to be jumping, yo.
Yep.
Yeah.
You ever hit the Jewel when you're with him?
I'm sorry?
You hit the Jewel when you're with him?
Oh, no, I don't really fuck with those.
You ain't get into it yet?
I don't fuck with the concentrates too much. I'm still a flower guy.
Dude, I did a meet and greet at the skate park a couple months ago. I swear to God, every fucking kid had a Jewel.
Yo, these kids love it. I got booked to do this like random, like I think it was like a high school graduation or something for like Mad Brad. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. And all these kids, like, they couldn't drink, do nothing. But I was like DJing at the super rich person's like backyard. All these kids are wilding out. And I had like a Jewel. I was hitting it. All these kids were like, yo,
he's one of us.
No, they kept coming up to me with their Jewel, like, yo, hit mine. I'm like, bro, it's the same thing. Like, I'm good.
So what's that? Jewel is a vape pen?
Yeah, that don't even have weed in it.
Nah, it's tobacco. I need to quit this shit. But I quit cigarettes though, so
I've seen
that's
the way rappers like order food and weed to the studio. I know some rappers, I've seen them order Jewels like 2-3 times in the night. Go to Walgreens, get me a bunch of Jewels.
damn.
And those are what, e-cigarettes kind of?
Basically, yeah.
It's just the nicotine y'all after of it?
Essentially.
Oh, shit, horrible.
He's like, these damn kids.
Uh-huh.
You addicted to Backwoods, fool.
Yeah.
And Bearwoods now. big
this was
indica.
all right. Backwoods.
Keep smoking it. We'll figure it out. All right. Much respect to these dudes. What are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna ask. These are not actually Backwoods. These are.
Well, it's made out of a backwood, but yeah, it's like just pre-rolled Bearwoods. They let them use the name and shit, even though it's pretty close.
So Backwoods is backing this?
That's Bearwoods. Well, they let them use a name that's sort of close to Backwoods. I don't think they have an issue with it.
Yeah, they got the whole look and everything.
But that's actually why it says Bear probably now instead of Bearwoods. Maybe they had to change that up a little bit legally.
1,000 votes. We in this beer.
Yeah. 1,000 volts. No jumper. Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Peace.
Peace.